In this video, we will discuss about the previous year's questions of Indian polity that has been asked in RRB's various exams like RRB A, JE, RRB Group D, NTPC, ELP and others. So, first unit is constitutional development and its features and characteristics. Question 1. Who among the following was the president of the Constituent Assembly? Answer is on the 11th December 1946, Rajendra Prasad was unanimously elected as the permanent chairman of the Assembly. Temporary chairman of Constituent Assembly was Dr. Sachidanand Sinha. सो राजेंद्र प्रसाद जी जो है सेकंड मीटिंग के में परमानेंट चेयरमैन बने थे एंड फर्स्ट मीटिंग जो थी 9 दिसंबर 1946 को हुई एंड इसमें टेम्पररी चेयरमैन सच्चिदानंद सिन्हा जी थे. क्वेश्चन सेकंड, विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट्स रिगार्डिंग इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन इज करेक्ट? राइट आंसर इज ऑप्शन ए. Indian constitution is a mixture of many constitutions. The Constitution of India is the longest written constitution of any independent country in the world. However, the Indian constitution is known as a bag of borrowings for its varied of many features. Indian constitution is a mixture of many constitutions. It has many foreign sources, but the most influential Indian constitution is the Indian Government Act 1935. Out of 395 articles of original constitution, there are about 250 articles which have either taken slavels or are just either have taken slavels from the Act of 1935 or taken with very little changes. Question 3. Which day is celebrated as the Constitutional Day in India? Answer is 26 November. In May 2015, the Union Cabinet that November announced that November 26 will be observed as Constitutional Day to promote constitutional values among citizens. Before this, the day was observed as the National Law Day. 2015 marked the 125th birth anniversary of V.R. Ambedkar, the chairman of the drafting committee of Constitution. Indian Constitution was adopted on 26 November 1949 and came into effect on 26 January 1950 completely. So there was around 16 articles adopted that was adopted in November 1949 with preamble, and later remaining articles came on effect on 26 January 1950, which we celebrate as Republic Day. Question 4. Which is the Constitution Day celebrated in India? So we just discussed it's 26 November. 26 January is Republic Day. Question 5. The Constitution was adopted and enacted by the Constituent Assembly on. So it's 26 January 1950. आंसर्स इसमें सी एंड डी दोनों ही आ सकते हैं क्योंकि इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के कुछ एक्ट्स जो थे 26 नवंबर 1949 को अडॉप्ट किए गए एंड लेटर रिमेनिंग आर्टिकल्स जो है वो 26 जनवरी 1950 में आए. So Constitution was adopted on 26 November 1949 by the Constituent Assembly and came into effect on 26 January 1950, celebrated as the Republic Day Indian in India. Preamble was made in 1947 but adopted in 1949. These are the articles adopted on 1949 with preamble. This is Article 5, Article 6, 7, 8, 9, Article 60, Article 324, Article 366, Article 367, 379, 380, 388, 91, 392, 393, and 394. All these articles are given in 394 article, which says these are the articles adopted on 26 November 1949. Question 6. Which of the following is considered the supreme law of India? It's a Indian Constitution. It is the highest legislation of India, passed by the Constituent Assembly on 26 November 1949 and came into effect from 26 January 1950. It is the largest written constitution of any democratic country of the world. Constitution of India came into force on its 26 January 1950. 8. In, in 8, there are regions and statements are given here. We need to find which is the correct. So in A, it says the Indian Constitution came into force on 26 January 1950. Region because 26 January is celebrated as Republic Day. So simple thing, do we celebrate 26 January because of Indian Constitution, or we just Indian Constitution just came in force because of 26 January? We know we celebrate 26 January as Republic Day because on that day Constitution came into effect. So option D is correct, like A and R are correct, but R is not a proper explanation of A. The Constitution of India, adopted by the Indian Constituent Assembly on 26 November 1949 and came into effect on 26 January 1950. With a democratic government system completing the country's transition towards becoming an independent republic, 26 January is celebrated as Republic Day, so the region is not proper explanation of assertion. Question 9. Who was the chairman of the drafting committee of the Constituent Assembly? So we already discussed Dr. Rajendra Prasad was the chairman of the Constituent Assembly. Jawaharlal Nehru gave the idea of preamble in third meeting of Constituent Assembly. There is no role of Vallabhbhai Patel in drafting committee, and V.R. Ambedkar is was the chairman of the drafting committee. And we also discussed in 2015 we celebrated 125th birth anniversary of V.R. Ambedkar. Constitution took 2 years and 11 months and 18 days to complete the Indian Constitution. Some parts of it came into force on 26 November 1949, while the full Constitution was came into force on 26 January 1950. 10. The Constitution of India was created under 1946 of the कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली। तो कैबिनेट जो मिशन प्लान था उसके अंडर ये कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली बनी थी। बिकॉज कैबिनेट वॉज अ हाई पावर्ड मिशन सेंट इन February 1946 to India by the British Prime Minister Clement Attlee. The mission has had three British cabinet members, Pantic Lawrence, Stafford Cripps, and A.V. Alexander. And the cabinet aim was discuss the transfer of power from British to Indian and leadership. The cabinet reached Delhi on 24th March 1946. Mission complete immediately presented a plan for the establishment of an interim government in India, the Constituent Assembly, and the Constitution formulation, which led to the formation of the Indian Constitution. सो दैट इज़ मेंबर्स जो थे कैबिनेट मिशन प्लान में ये थ्री थे। ये से हम शॉर्ट ट्रिक में याद कर सकते हैं PCA, पैंथिक लॉरेंस, स्टैफोर्ड क्रिप्स एंड A.V. अलेक्जेंडर। ये क्वेश्चन कई बार पूछा गया है। मेंबर्स कौन थे इसमें, कैबिनेट मिशन प्लान दिल्ली कब आया, एंड व्हेन कैबिनेट मिशन वाज फॉर्म्ड, who was the prime minister during when cabinet mission came to India। तो ये पावर को ट्रांसफ़र किस तरह से करें हम इंडिया में, उसके लिए इस प्लान को बनाया गया था। सिंपल, who was the first to give the idea of constituent assembly for India? That's M.N. Roy, that is Manmendra Nath Roy। कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली, संविधान सभा का आइडिया जो है मानवेंद्र नाथ रॉय जी के द्वारा दिया गया था 1934 में, एंड 1935 में ये ऑफिशियल डिमांड बनी इंडियन नेशनल कांग्रेस की। इंडियन नेशनल कांग्रेस 1885 में फॉर्म हुआ था ये। इट वॉज एक्सेप्टेड इन अगस्त 1940 इन द अगस्त ऑफ now even constituted the cabinet mission plan 1946। M.N. Roy is called the father of Indian communism। M.N. Roy was the founder of Mexican Communist Party and the Communist Party of India। कैबिनेट प्लान जो है वो किस मीटिंग के अंदर आया, किस डिमांड की वजह से, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन होना चाहिए इसकी डिमांड की वजह से, संविधान सभा की डिमांड के कारण आया। और ये डिमांड किसने की सबसे पहले, मानवेंद्र नाथ जी ने 1934 में। who chaired the first meeting of the Constituent Assembly of India। सो टेम्पररी चेयरमैन जो थे इस मीटिंग के, संविधान सभा के, वो 9 दिसंबर को सच्चिदानंद सिन्हा जी थे। तो ऑब्वियसली मीटिंग इन्हीं की 11 दिसंबर 1946 को सेकंड मीटिंग होती है, एंड इसमें फाइनल या परमानेंट चेयरमैन को इलेक्ट किया जाता है, एंड ये थे डॉक्टर राजेंद्र प्रसाद। थर्ड मीटिंग 13 दिसंबर 1946 में होती है। इसमें जवाहरलाल नेहरू जी ने प्रेम्बल का या ऑब्जेक्टिव है उसका रिजोल्यूशन दिया था। दैट हैज़ बीन पास्ड ऑन 22 जनवरी 1947। So answer is Sachidanand Sinha presided over the first meeting of the Constituent Assembly of India on December 9, 1946. The first meeting of the Constituent Assembly was held in the library building of the Council Chamber in New Delhi. The oldest member of the House, Dr. Sachidanand Sinha, was elected as the temporary president of the Assembly. Question 13. Who was the chairman of the drafting committee of the Constituent Assembly? It's V.R. Ambedkar. Drafting committee was most important of all the committees of the Constituent Assembly, formed on August 29, 1947. इंडिपेंडेंस जिस ईयर में आया था उसी ईयर में ये कमेटी बनी, इससे हम याद कर सकते हैं. The task was of the task of this committee was to consider the draft of the constitution prepared by Dr. Ambedkar. It has 7 members whose names are as follows: V.R. Ambedkar, N. Gopal Swami Iyengar, Aladi Krishna Swami Iyer, K.M. Munshi, Sayyid Muhammad Sadullah, N. Madhav Rao, and T.T. Krishna Machari. So in 7 names ko we can remember from a trick like Ambe Gopala Krishna Swami, Munshi Sayad, माधव से माधव टीटी से मिलने गया. सो दीज आर द ट्रिक इज अम्बे गोपाला कृष्ण स्वामी, मुंशी सायद, माधव टीटी से ड्राफ्ट बनवाने गया. So we can see all of the most of the names are the name related to Krishna and his other names. During the formation of Indian Constitution, who among the following presented the objective resolution? So objective resolution was presented by Jawaharlal Nehru in third meeting of the Constituent Assembly on 13 December 1946. It was a historic resolution as it declared to make India as independent, sovereign and republic state. It clarified the ideals of the Constitution of independent India. It assured all the citizens of India to grant them justice, equality and liberty. 15. At the time of enactment of the Indian Constitution, it was divided into chapters. So Indian Constitution 1950 को इनेक्ट हुआ. इस टाइम इसमें 22 चैप्टर्स थे एंड करंट वर्जन में 25 चैप्टर्स हैं. कुछ चैप्टर्स को डिलीट भी कर दिया गया है एंड कुछ चैप्टर्स को ऐड किया गया, जैसे चैप्टर 9, चैप्टर 9A, 9B, chapter 4th A, 14th A. These 5 are the chapters that are added. These are the parts added in Indian Constitution and also with their amendment acts. Part 4th A on 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act. Part 9A 74th Constitutional Amendment Act. Part 9B Cooperative Societies 97th Amendment Act 2012. Part 14th A Tribunals 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act, which is also known as Mini Constitution and came into effect in 1976.